Abusana penso ya ma wache ama wo akwaba ene eye memenda fe na je say na koye August most many de toso aduonu mienu 22nd of August 2020 Adom TV so ne memenda du say ya na yesim konwa na ye Nnawotwe dwumadie nsama akoso na wotwe mu nyina no na anapa ye de donhwere mienu eto ho na ye de ebobo ho hye no so wo hye live Adom TV wo tie nka sempa 94.7 FM. Aha our election headquarters Kokomoti Power. And to send you no a chance no ano and a page media no achi you call Cape Coast. Now the launch of the NPP manifesto. You the home community na the abroad to video no and na here me Adom TV, Adom FM, Asempa FM, Insura FM. Aha the election headquarters. But an pay and come to no amfa bato ho. Efa yema adisua ho. Come here say awofo bia boka me investment. Etiti abofra no a de ne bedroom pempenso bi na fei enso hwe edikan ABC abofra no atimi atworo at the JHS level ansa na odru SS nso a watworo wasi SS examination no ansa na watworo eno nso sa investment we nyina awofo ye se ne be ya abofra ne dache no ebetimi asiyi aban so ed interventions bebre egu akwan so aban ya oba nyame admo the free SHS plus other interventions a wode bo amofra no adisua ochinanti ana o mine dachen enti but akwai how kakra say most cases edru senior high in social media wasi no a anka me say afibia no yete leakage afibia no en social no ebi beto abonten ema mafra no mpo enya questions no ansa na omako examination room ho ha dwene papa enso afibia no esie kwan be na ye fa so aso ano me kire WAEC waye adwumaku a womo ena omo kise san hwehwe no womo wo sobo ananso so sobo bi en hon ma betimi e de abo omo na se ya de beto odwane de adoso akosoro ehyaase nkakra amofra ne basabasa ya omo de hyase se past questions booklet e de mo omo no na ko omo de omo awreshem so omkotra examination room hono ano eno a na e ba beto enso anto yete basabasa ya ewo schools bim ye ntwere bio ena social no edin dodo sasobo no ye fa embo hwan anapa ye begimre pa na fe ye twetwe ho enkomo to join yen social media handles nyina eso sanse bi beto dwa no they are calls sen kan social no kra ye cancel ye cancel e be ye ana ye cancel psychologically emofra no ankasa ma dwene mu no nso be na ede be mo anapa ma mention komo twetwe no ase na fe te nia ye baba ye ni ye me ne adusuani or a student wafamu na bibi nti yambo ni din me ne baba twetwe nkomo efa ensoshe se baba betron social anam baba betron social e de na ya esi e bia yen yakwa nkokra kakra nti ye bre no atwam ma me kwa homa no so na me ni me ni abema no entwetwe enkomo me ni abema ateme nka me mo ache hello ateme nka
hello sige me tonka
good so who ya de
try me hoye
good so what say exams are leaky I mean this year near koso gina no what but mo ye school for e ya sem foforo e ya de foforo de ma be me na
sige make sure when you say for gina exams leakage it's quite not news it was yeah so and BC and was gina Sandy Maria in a course. I can even say that this year and said on course in past years. It said yeah, it really happened. It said it was during our year group. I was BC in 2014.
One trial was year bang.
Was 2017?
2017.
Yes, was 2017.
Okay.
And it was during that time now. And at a WhatsApp, basso for and a Telegram, everybody basso for. So, Telegram, for instance, was like the main place used for sending exam questions any idea. You see, it's not really news. You said this year, for instance, you said last year, 2019, I didn't write WhatsApp, but then questions about I received some on my phone and stuff. But this year, say, they said they said who being so. Even though, yes, I've seen quite some one or two of them, but then this year they said they who no more. Like I said, this year kind of say all from Kakra.
I see.
So I'm quite surprised I news this year.
Okay, it's a moment so 2017, no. Now what was the new trend? Quite by him for Namunya, sir, leak questions, no.
Okay, so during our time in 2017, I remember I wrote WAEC private in 2016 when I was in Form 2. That's what I recorded an update. I wrote it in 2016. So we got quite a little experience in the WAEC game in 2017. In 2017, you know, before WAEC starts, there are social media handles like Facebook and other places where you can go there and get people's contacts who are supposed to be leaking exam questions. So you go there as students, not the school. The school doesn't have any hand in it.
There are social media platforms, say Facebook platforms are.
Yeah, Facebook. There are sometimes you receive anonymous messages from WhatsApp, like spam messages.
Okay. When we TV, you say, WAEC exam leaks room. Where a platform or Facebook?
I'm a WhatsApp platform. This platform has been there since about 2014, 2015.
Wow.
Yes, I know this very platform.
I see. How do you get access to?
So when you go there, there's a contact of the page's administrator. So during our time, there was this man, Mr. Luke. He was operating one of the pages. I've forgotten which page exactly was. So Mr. Luke was like the most popular amongst all of them. So you get Mr. Luke's contact. Then you contact him via Telegram. Then he gives you the rate, like the amount that you charge. I remember during those times, one paper was 300 cedis or so. So as students, those who are interested, we the students, those of us who are interested, you contribute and pay the amount. So some questions never, then you share amongst yourself. But then those questions don't go viral.
How much do you contribute? So as I
was saying, one course was like around 300 cedis, depending on the paper. Sometimes paper 1 or paper 2. So paper 1 objectives. Paper 1 and 10 leaky. Paper 2 and 10 leaky every time. No. So the paper 2, that was around 300 cedis at that time. So 300 cedis, depending on the number of students who come together for the deal, then you share it amongst yourselves, then you pay. So it's just those students who get it, just like this year. Just say, yes, some of them have friends who they'll give it to an idea. But then, the questions don't really go viral. If it's even this year, I know some students who have not seen some of the questions. Some get questions. There are some questions that come the night before exam, send idea, but then during the exam, they won't appear, just like we saw in the integrated science, the first paper this year. I'm going to say all the questions number. So there are some questions that come, sources. Some sources.
Maybe some of this specific question. You better come back to Facebook page, you know. I didn't see that what them share. I mean, a leaked examination. Is it because months you have here, and now so a normal will be a leaked questions, and now will be a people want to come out with flying colors.
Okay, so we do learn, of course, we do learn. We say there are some students who rely solely on Apollo. Among the Antwa, we say I remember that for instance. Your first paper was EMAS, that was 2017. For your first paper was elective maths, that was 24th March. Now, the night before, EMAS upon different by, even those who paid for it, different types by. But on the D-day of the exam, it didn't, but we still managed to write. If you, there are some of us who we don't rely on it, then we go and write our exam. But then we won't rely on that process. That's our sole source for the examination. No.
Okay.
But so there are some who do anyway.
Okay. And back to the Facebook page now. You can't want some no. Who say we share profile no? There's a phone number 0246 460 563. do you get to meet the administrator and also phone?
No, you don't meet them physically. It's a virtual conversation. So you speak to them via phone or WhatsApp. You text them. Some of them have Telegram channels. So when you pay the amount, then they add you to your Telegram channel. Then they post the questions on the channel.
Okay, at that point, on a particular Telegram platform, students do what saying, and I gather more so.
Oh, baby.
In thousands.
The Telegram channels, the amount is not that much. Some are like 50 CDs, 60 CDs just to join. So when you join the channel, then they post the question. But they're mostly on Telegram channels. Prior to the exam, they post trial questions and stuff. Trial questions, mock questions and stuff. So you're able to solve and prepare towards the exam. But then the night before the exam, that is when all the leakages go on. So select me at the course of what channel as well. It is the night before the exam. It doesn't leak 1 week. If you see any question 1 week to the exam, enter.
Leak question a week before the exams are enter. Is that what you are saying?
To the exam,
Interesting. On the night before the exam, so what happens?
The night before the exam, I remember when I was writing WAEC, the night before the exam, there's so much anticipation. Like, we are so eager, especially with the first paper. So what happened with the first paper in integrated science this year? Normal, quite normal. Is there's so much anticipation before the first paper. So, Apobeba Emma. The first paper not answer, then we stop focusing on that. But the first paper not then we know that yes, then there is something. Okay, into scanner more training and support on tour. Do you go for David. A business risk.
A business risk.
Risk I take it.
Hey. Kofi Ampadu, ya mo ehomode na fe, ya frɛ number no a ɛda Facebook page no so no. Na menene ntwetwe nkomo se bia wo apobi wo hɔ no ma, obetimi de aboa me a. But this is the situation. There's a Facebook platform. Number that so. Open league. Kofi Sanfa platform no to any suma me bio. So there's WAEC exams leaks room. It's a community. And here we share followers. The number of likes 15,088. Hey, and a number so and that's what 0246 460 563. And to open league questions are okoha one like page you know nafi and we be out here be the amount. So this is the trend. And a pen competition no na it's very very worrying. Idea one mofrano awofo no my investment no and then the energy and effort at for mofrano preparing them for examination. Well, and pay a better chinkomo. Bema mama no aseni fancy ha. Why?
Okay, madam.
Mama no aseni fancy ha. And we are anonymous. Bibinti afani din and tuja. But already seated, Ura Joseph Atu Homaji. Did say dinimi boni or Ghana National Education Watch.
David. But Ghana National Education Campaign
Coalition. Ghana National Education Coalition. Campaign
Coalition.
That's it.
Me na me interim chairman.
Okay. Okay. Bibi aboko de.
Nyame adom.
Utie nkomo amene abrante no twetwen a. First off, mamenje we initial comment. Was nkomo twetwen ho kwan a omo fa so, omo pen so, omo nya lead questions. Etuaka ye de omo nyina good Telegram platform so na ye cheche questions ni de ma omo tua be 300 Ghana cedis and the risk involved in case Antoine Mr. Omuji.
Yo, me da sababa pastor ma me konyaye. Mesre 1 minute pe na me dia chia me executive council members. And the entire membership of NEC or Ghana or regions, all the regions and the districts me chia ubia me staff, me secretary staff, me chia won nyina. And me chia ahwefo nyina nso. Asama abaya ye kan wasama krachi kan asema na ayro ho e ya ho mitu papa en sebio enu guase enso Pa say yes am say you move ye wo baby a ye tongue leak questions am for the koto no be true na no go say my pa na they say your educational system no and no say above from crack obi ti aso wo ye yes certificate am for the kita no obuo be na de be ma no enti ayasama at committee atiti na ya issue statement this week here young coalition ya issue statement young both tiny say emra to say find permanent solution to this problem enti e beda Adom TV as papa say mo frɛ mo ma ikonya ye ay start say program yi e say pe kwan bia e be fa so a sa de e be sia no asemi ayeti gentleman ya be kan asemi o ti ase enye yie enti eyeniguasa asem na mo frɛ enti na mo ko question mo ko talk question mo ntimi so yande because mo oni la so o ko questions na want me anso yande yenso a otina obetumi obeye na watumi ahu ade no na idijuma hye wonsa watumi aye ne yie because we are talking about human resource development, the quality of my be able to improve human resource news quality now of mind of the people no. That's what go to the questions now to me send the yenti nyawosani ye na watina the abo bra abo manya and then you find udumemu aduma be na ekoye because I didn't know question I didn't know answer o go talk keke until we got to know nyawosu enyiri achiro nyawo ntia ase
but Orahomaji, I mean the seriousness of Sasem way ni say awofo ni biankasangasa womo invest social be do so awofo no womo chi pe baby a ombenya solid questions bi e de ama womo mma
yo am pa me da say something na a value chain.
I mean, and you know, say schools be crown so ASR schools be because they are our friends saying and then they a school and what compare questions in the brain of students so na be pass na for grade A schools no
na nyina chre yen society no yen morality the level of morality the be do no because bibia yen pese ye bebre asana ya nya ye pese fa kwan akabi kwan bon bia so ne ese nya bia se ye nya enti ne ese be stress enye student no nko enye WAEC nko all the stakeholders awofo schools nankasa na wo kan ye nyina se ye kabom but ye kase WAEC ye kan say we should hold WAEC responsible if you say all no institution in charge of examination say I didn't evaluate a chain WAEC for be set on for teacher for certain questions on be pretty questions on the questions be examination centers mo fra trust of here on no be hwe vigilators wo ho WAEC officers wo ho mo fra be trust of here no it that come back to WAEC on ma mark on publishing results a chain na sa chain nyina se WAEC nsa nti bebi to si o baby a ese bisa WAEC fo no mu kire ye because I didn't near boy can or say gentleman can or say 2017 cry never cry doors to change never say
me ka say afie de na do so so ma penso de afie de
I am one was cancer enti asama bibia do die ese nyina ye kai to bom as our mind as stakeholders now you find permanent solution to this problem. Na sade no ensibio nyesa a good educational system no enimase.
Well, Ora Joseph Atu Homaji or executive
national interim chairman.
Oh, national interim chairman. Ghana National Education Campaign Coalition.
Correct.
And yete ni kano. Nyamin chadie Madam Philippa Lassen or president Ghana National Association of Teachers. Ono so abeka yensa Auntie Philippa akwaba. To be aboko there. If I na pay come on who hear me out to the extent that I'm sure him say rade mama mi bro wa makra en friend wo phone so because minim effort a teacher for mode ehye emofra nim preparing them and titi amode ma omo and especially on kwakotron social the preparations amode ma omo it say ebetodwa say exams questions a leaky ema bofra ne de neru akoshem nti afie kwa de tete ama ni ahu wo past questions booklet ni mu no ama nti yen twere bio but ebinom so blame mu teacher for no say you know at the end of the day me trouble from one day na ye kwa control so hwe na me teacher ni no me past questions e dey am abofran say na be ya obetwa na mani mu ate mage fancy a Auntie Philippa this is worrying.
Me near being remember watching
Aye fancy ye ma so me fancy
mama Ghana fo nyina so achi na dem bre sanchamamba nche bedi yo no ma supo nche obe me yo papa Osana, this is a very worrying situation for all of us, and especially as the president of the Ghana National Association of Teachers. And all unions in education are not happy. Onye the crowd, sana minia. Teacher juma oye dinankasa. In the classroom setting, in mofra wo hon woguma hro. Tida nyimpa ye nyina ye nyepe. Da man anse nyina so nyepe. Insu teaching you know do bonum was in the mo friending you now bet you nyina de pepepe. Yeah. What now there are different assimilation levels. Into obi bata symptom, obi renta symptom. Obi hompo ajido fi classroom na ne yanko fu fracture na. At the end of the day, all these children are writing the same examination. Into ye teaching bia na enyi som. Awufu bia na enyi som. Abufre bia na enyi som de all consortia or kwa akono na odi nkunyim di baba. Na teaching bia enyi ho. Emimi hu bi, I have no evidence. Okay. The obetra do be say mo friend ewie. Now all the questions be atre there. The me questions no baba. And now me questions so baba. Emimi hu bi that. The issue of past questions have been in the system for so many years. And what is the importance of past questions? Teacher for your chazi we are. Yama my friend exercises. Yama homework assignments. Wo we are a fear munumpo or what the one kasa when your material be a wobesua. Intina abay my textbooks are a church from painful. Say I will no approaching ya yet to me yazama one day. Monfan coffee na my friend Kusia. Can we say that is also wrong? Inti past questions more thing day. There is a test bank for every examination. And why no way you questions no wo afibia wo ye you know was aka boom. Now WAEC I share the questions and examinations in the bokodo. The minty answer na fimpo abeba my friend past questions no. Now it has been something that parents, guardians and the candidates themselves what to watch should be no so that they have a wider field. Teacher, you know what my day, one of my assignments my are there other questions in similar forms? But in a varied way. Maybe maybe it's a 1 + 1 or a 2. What is the sum of 1 and 1? Is 2. When you have 1 orange and you add 1, what is the answer? It is 2. It's the same 1 + 1. But in varied form. Yes. In the past questions no bois. In more friend, even a church of me who do. The question ya the same question away bis and this form. Inti yenye more friendly film and more friend as wusia. I'm a wish question and adjuna yan day. What is the sum of 1 and 1 or you different from 1 + 1? Inti church being you or Obama bufrebi watch for so many years from KG to J3. No bakata and yama macho in our 20 and 40 and 100 questions. Okay. We are giving holistic education. We are preparing people who will fit into society.
I am and
happy. Will not do that.
I am the part submissions I will make it. But Mami Bisa, past questions. Who should have access to past questions? I am a friend, and I say I am a teacher for.
Both. Teacher for. You better my shame na ya mofrano sample questions. That one ya no. In mofrano su one ya ye jumewe ya pun school na wo fie no. They can also try their hands on past questions. Into no be wa ni nua form 3 no we school no no form 1 and form 2 a. Us sister bra for open pen mam na make sure there motu mesua because the questions do not come from the final class. Questions so ya wasia. Ibi be fie bia J3 mpo, bi be fie SS1, SS2. Inti past questions here do boy na we see the varied forms. Yen na yade mo friend form and it is not wrong.
Okay. My other question of my call Ura Homaji Honum. Say you trump mocker. The questions are you trump mock or no? Is it an assurance say questions here you trump mocky? The probability say in 2 weeks or in a month's time, the final exam, so the questions is very high. Should that be the case, or is that the case? Has that been the case?
It is yes and no. And it is yes because it depends on the number of mock examinations.
Okay.
Into such mock examinations about 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. The possibility there, questions in the baba now because yeah, teacher for. Into your set of questions are we use the syllabi to teach. Into you definitely the question of in all the mock examinations now yeah more mock examinations some more tibiano if you or beba. But if you mock just 1 or 2, the possibility is low or the probability is low. In that case, obi by doing the mock and another but the more mock examinations you have, the higher probability of maybe seeing those questions in your final examination. And it's possible, yes. But it's not a trump card. There once a mature mock, it mature a no baba no. Instead of making is a yes and no, depending on the number of mock examinations you write.
But I don't know. The teacher for my mokakra. Na in a situation where we even hear say in the exams room, a teacher for no pushing Korano, one I mean answers. And Korani be a Bluetooth earpiece. Sani a meme the eshema so wa hai. Na teacher ni jina bonten ho. Na waka questions no. Na wa fail questions in the man A B C C D E sa na what the man Korano. And we get this information. Is this something new?
Well, all these are allegations. I have no evidence because WAEC employs people, and even though they are teachers, WAEC from Weduma they are invigilators, and there are certain things invigilators must do. Sometimes before the candidates even enter the hall, they must be searched. Inti then a mofranu tumura examination hall ho in American bi wo na teaching bi begina baby abobo. It is against our code of conduct as teachers. Inti se teaching bi yadam na if there is an evidence teaching no ho bachi no sanda wa atombra it's criminal. And so I don't expect any teacher to do that, and I have no information, I have no evidence. The teaching be to my Adam. Then in that case, we are telling the children that all the things we have taken you through for a number of years, we are telling you one day that they are all lies. Because we are teaching morals.
My issue is, you don't want to take the blame as teachers. Yet, mode subono ebo WAEC say investigations must be conducted and all that. Also can also allegations. Then I also family and I make a kind of say allegations. I don't know. And I'm laughing. My name call Urahoma, you have about Hobio. But these are the teachers. A teacher for no or more Casano. As a coalition, you hear some of these concerns. But you say mo press release and you pointed out some of these things. Mo stand in this thing.
You're standing and this said me that say young coalition. One of our young both and rule said you will make sure said there's quality education for the children. Now, say it compromises the quality of education. And you stand and they say, sir, all people who are involved, and that you fresh investigation. Like Madam is saying, also on the evidence, when you are allegation. But how can we get the evidence? You bring evidence to say investigation, thorough investigation. Now you pay independent body. No one has an investigation, no. Oh, why you bet you on you say, oh, your corporate, no. Anyone. Now, any deterrent. Am I because now you can't cano. Yes, sir. Adisiano, educational system in Ghana no good animasi.
Mr. Amadi, and the first time I call for investigations, we call for investigations, afibia, and yet, you said who said, as soon as see A, B, C, D, a few in your course, no, ya chiwam, to serve as a deterrent.
Mo me that say, and you know some kind statement now you can say, ni obedi for biano, I say a chinaso. Ni ato so me no, I say investigation now, findings no, publish because this is a public interest issue. Publish it. And yet you go no, any independent investigation. Normally, no, yeah, WAEC for also investigation. But more so, I'm setting more questions. More so, I'm way. Now, more so, I'm investigation. Yeah, when you're caught, this time, no, you're person WAEC by yet. You're person independent body, and yet, baby, to say Parliamentary Select Committee on Education, for example, they can do.
But at the honor, Nipa no.
I mean, besides, I said, come here, so Nipa ne the baby mine. Oh, Nipa ne the baby mine. Until one say, yeah, and I say, any other ministerial committee can do any other committee be independent, no. We are calling for say investigation. No.
Over the years, why economic answer investigating no. Now we are no findings and say a question and answer question. We don't get to find out. You sir, why economic investigating no internal investigation.
There be and my yakano. You say okay statement now.
Yes.
You say independent investigation.
Okay.
You person WAEC because I didn't for WAEC. Somebody catch no. From setting of questions, copy go through the system, go back to WAEC to write to mark and publish the results. Then you ask WAEC inside. And you know WAEC not the area. Na one of some setting of investigation. This time you do baby woman no previously. This time dear. Yen ku no yen collation you see. You perceive funny permanent solution. Na sa nyama no ekutia yen educational system in Ghana egu yen na so no etuncha. Nti yen
ba kakra. Oka independent investigation
yo
define my eku a omo conduct this investigation be credible to all stakeholders. Oh, some investigation way there because it's coming from so and so committee, you know, it's credible. The results remember.
Mo me that say. And if you say 1 Parliamentary Select Committee, bet me here. 2 ABI committee BI bet me from NAT the teacher unions no also. Young coalition in education also. Parents also. Other students need be ankasa club bet me abaso. Any other individuals bet me abaso. Set by ABI ministerial committee and whatever. In your young trans, now young come, why you can be a member of that committee, so that we all go into it. Nani creative social can carry every year piano. I said a teacher. Now you in the nation because you mean cause of the beer, it will the uncommon, not the beer bar, never the beer bar. Yes, sir. Certificate non colaniquitano. Ain't no booby.
But I said, I'm going Sorry, or Executive Director, Africa Education Watch, and to train common. Mr. Sorry, tell me coming more kwaba.
My son, which chairman, my chief financial food in a new panelist, so let's start showing what I'm saying. I'm sharing.
Obiajo, so, sorry. Sir, Mekaya, sir, online, social media, leakages near the Africa Education Watch. More, I'm going to say home pampan first. If you say, Adom Honsem, Betuja, Kwameso Namofaso, pick some information right from social media platforms, Edeba online, Mudu Honsem Betuja. Rasari.
You, I'm saying, if you say exam, and your project, I monitor the European schools from 200 schools. Now 200 schools, they do 100 senior high schools. The first year examination, and your collaborators now you more collective data of schools. No, my hint is in Colano, behavior. No, it was a probably ever. Until they were monitoring their movement in the idea. Until no, if the status here further investigation, and who said there were some social media platforms be not. Questions no then here about you know, and I network mostly any headmasters will be in the
Rasa Adarama, Obama on the Sokama, na Yatimiato Unka. Adarama.
As I would day a network, your headmasters, and so you juma. Into the one they say, there's something going on. Now, I had the air for problems, and this time I a bit bigger because of the proliferation of internet and mobile phone. And if you are saying to share website, social media platforms, it be or Telegraph, it be or WhatsApp, it be or Facebook. And you say, now yesterday you say you were better 10-11 now questions if you say about. And you call mass you say questions number. Now share picture name here. It won't say nipa na utra picture no. The whole pack of questions, pack now, why for more some I say pink cover be a
yes.
It was a pack at the table so at the name you trap picture into whom say pack another. Into whom say obviously the people will try, you know, or you'll be or custody of the questions. Try. And when you who and say no, we need to alert the friend say. And you know, initially we started having discussion with Deputy Director GS, Dr. Tano. And we said no. You know, there's a history of GS now. Time beyond, I didn't no deny. Now I can deny, no deny. Now I share the relationship between GS and WAEC now. It makes it unworthy for you to report examination leakages to GS because GS said much wrong there, and they are hoping they get a good result, the best results. And now WAEC my examine, they are supposed to be independent, and you know, WAEC my GS you virtually waste your time. Nothing will happen. That has happened over the past 10 years. The BNC. And you know, we decided that in that case we are going to write to the select committee. So I got in contact with the select committee chair and then the ranking member. And a Sunday petition come out. Just a petition now and another leakage by which was the chief examiner's contact details. Examiner's contact, or telephone numbers, or email, almost school there, almost subject or examine almost about 1,000 Krubia there. And he said, no, there's something fundamentally wrong with what is happening. Why? Because if we've gone past exquestions to now include contact of examiners, illegal, say, disclose the identity of an examiner. There's a non-disclosure agreement between WAEC and every examiner, and not that, but between any assessor or assessment body in the world and the examiners. And even within the same school, masters in the camp no examiner, they don't disclose their identity. So for WAEC to have superintended over this regime of leaking the contact details of its examiners, it was the lowest ebb WAEC could travel along the integrity ladder. And you know, they didn't home, they can't home. Select committee is almost the enemy say, or external body. Are more oversight responsibility on all institutions in the education sector. And almost bipartisan. And you know, among Enshimuna, a better formal institution of WAEC, a best strengthen the regulation of the assessment sector. Because currently at assessment sector, there's no regulator. WAEC for SHL standards, normal prison. And you know, any regulator be our hobby because I the standards. When follow, I can revoke your license, I will punish you, I will fine you. In the balance and time be a WAEC for more mere bonina. Or more punishment of the say or more cancel papers. But yes, or cancel or punish in Colano. In Colano, they have not written any paper, they have not written any questions, they have not transported any questions. Almost share, but then they are always at the receiving end of WAEC for more incompetence. Until we felt that no. We need a regulator to regulate the assessment system, not only WAEC, but also NAPTEX and GC, Cambridge International Baccalaureate, all the assessment bodies, both local and international organizations, they will come under regulator. So that there will be standards, there will be sanctions. The most importantly, there will be an office of complaints at the regulator's office. Just like you can say, your office of qualification and assessment, OFQA. There's an office of complaints that one meeting say, say Madam Philippa enya say apobia POB and also sending email that they come out office, and office now investigating. This office is not WAEC, independent of WAEC. No more independent I know investigating now. Sanctions are due no. I'm material to WAEC and I say well, you know, we na they got to in parliament.
Okay, sorry, WAEC for press release and regions are maybe I'm feel say fault ni every buy. I'll read a portion. Now, if you major adventure or say. Snapshots of mathematics core paper 2 were posted on social media platforms after the release of the paper from WAEC strong rooms. And my emphasis here is on the strong rooms. I mean, how do we sanitize Nipa almost our strong room? Because Nipa don't be a Juma or almost any other contracts na mom leak paper na mame. You huge sums of money to their mom. Moving forward, how do we sanitize the strong room? WAEC strong room for that matter.
Sa statement now kind say the essence of that statement was to abdicate responsibility from WAEC. Now WAEC for episode was aligned and say even though they are not responsible. That is all WAEC so to say there. What they can or say a leaky was strong room or say a leaky after it had left the strong room.
Yes.
Into some abdication if we for now my question before I'm about so the question is so between the strong room and the school, why for some chairs I'm here responsible?
Thank you.
Yet tell say so what the questions in the back central region. Ebia now strong room now Cape Coast. How why for head office no central region. And it's a strong room or Cape Coast. Now I'm some trying to say our match by 3 o'clock. I will say a car free Cape Coast. Ebia the questions no call for secondary school. For you 2 hours drive and maybe a 3 hours drive.
Yes.
I also move you on them. Why from some say question no a pay for muru 1 month and the leaky into they are responsible. I mean the question is why from some say they are not responsible for what happens after their strong room. If that is the case, why are they responsible for what happens in the schools that they invigilate? Subsequent get an attempt to abdicate responsibility, which is not too clear. But then again, it is only an external independent body that can actually have a panoramic view of actors are ever within the value chain. There's the question value chain from the time questions are set to how they are printed, how they are transported, from the center to the regions where the strong rooms are, and also from the regions to the district. They would know rule maybe as a BNI can rule a BNI for play, maybe as a police for can rule a police for play, maybe as a GES directors can rule play. So that you specifically know who is responsible at which point for which reason why it wants to abdicate their responsibility.
Yeah.
But so far as they are concerned there, say a leaky WAEC office, a leaky WAEC strong room, a leaky outside WAEC strong room, and a leaky school one Nina and WAEC are responsible because they are the examining body. Or one a registration fee mom, registration fee police, registration fee GS, OBI, WAEC the chairman won't say. A band said the quality of service delivered no deficient. We can only but hold WAEC responsible.
Okay, but on issues of cancellation, sir, leaked papers, young cancel, is that the way to go?
Me are quite hesitant. Your team this year, analysis of the situation. Your team know your board member for your former board member of WAEC. Your team know one of your fellows in your former board member of WAEC. And we had a very, very extensive discussion on the issue. The conclusion is say all the time the question is leaking. Say the first resort in say young council questions young council exams now. But you punish the students for the inefficiency of WAEC. Now, presently in your pandemic situation, our students are going to school for almost 2 months preparing for examination. And now WAEC for also another pandemic about examination leakage. Until within this double pandemic situation, the what you should never think of is to further punish students through this. And you also cancel or punish students because they've been through a lot, and then you are punishing them for the inefficiency of WAEC. But sadly, I am not comfortable with the silence of government. This year, and leakage, they say we can say say leakage. But a rare say why the Bible say leakage about. The last time I say this year was 2015 or something. Why I can consider leakage. Before me consider someone deny and I will provided evidence to them. And then anchor come this year there, a do level examiners contact details and also social media. Sad information at the core of the integrity linings. Integrity linings are a what system, mass system, action of credibility to the Ghanaian stakeholder and international stakeholder. One of them and the objectivity and independence of your assessors and examiners. For WAEC to have leaked that document, I think it should have required a spontaneous reaction from the Ministry of Education. Because we're a big issue. But up to now, any opposition, any commentary from the Ministry on it. And I feel we need something like that, because whatever it is, it's a parliamentary investigating. Normally recommending institutional reform, say, you consider instituting a regulator to regulate the assessment sector near. Whatever Parliament will say will be a recommendation to the executive.
Okay, but in this case, what should be the position of the Ministry of Education?
Well, me feel say to begin with, the ministry should express concern and worry about that incident.
Yes.
More so where the incident happened to a contractor. Why come a contractor of the ministry?
Yes.
Because almost 75 million. Some fine question. I'm fine exam same moment. Okay, I buy 75 million in my WAEC. Some on fire and call exams. And WAEC I'm a contractor. I'm a contractor of the Ministry of Education. Into a client, a provider short service, and that's why they be a go lower the expectation of your contractor agreement. You have to speak out. Say you're unfortunate. Say so and so it happens. And only one key thing. And apart from that, giving the citizenry the assurance, say you are aware of what is going on, and you are very, very worried because the integrity of the system in the air state.
Yeah.
Until you are working around the clock, talking to stakeholders, consulting on how best to strengthen the assessment sector. Say the best idea NCBU. Very, very reassuring. That's what we need from the ministry to assure us. Say in all this, we all have a sense of direction. Say this time, we need to do something so that beat again next year. Okay,
but there's been calls for competition in who is supposed to be the governing body for examination. For instance, in the printing of the questions, setting of the questions, I say, WAEC, I enjoyed that monopoly for too long.
One of the challenges are WAEC faces here and say, Omaya lags in the absence of competition. Because we will be in competition there, so there is no edge to improve or keep improving on quality. Apart from that, there's a regulator and a service provider. They set their own standards and appraise themselves. And because these two things have superimposed to the favor of WAEC, they determine what is quality assurance. And the regulator will determine, say, and of course we are in support of liberalizing it, will determine, say, you liberalize the assessment landscape. So you be creative competition. Our actors appeal the game, not quality improve. A very simple thing to bring in external competition. Get reputable assessment bodies. Then I catch them say, okay, but some of us examine alongside WAEC. WAEC for more examine mainly based on repeat assessments. Like WAEC focusing along the line of repeat assessments. I did actually when we say quality or council, max. The other examining bodies are based on analytics. Based on how you are applying the extra one. And to me, 1 + 1 is equal to 2 now. No, but say 1 + 1 is equal to 2. And then 2 - 1 a year. or sort test application for treatment. Every assessment body be a strategy for assessing. Obi also or any say applied assessment. So actually I will say light faster than sound faster than light. See. Question you will demonstrate a trend. And until we can bring in 1 or 2 other international reputable assessment bodies. Now we are determine how we assess it. Now and they are going to use the same curriculum. Intermediate standardized. The only thing that we'll have to do is say, at the teacher education level, we'll have to expand the scope of the curriculum to include other assessment methods apart from the repeat, because our teachers are inclined towards teaching them to meet WAEC's repeat method of assessment.
Okay.
And other methods of assessment, will be part of the teacher training curriculum. So the teacher they will know how to teach the student. So what draw WAEC, so what draw the different one. You can still answer the questions because the same syllabus. Just that they may be asking you the questions from different dimensions.
Okay.
It is something that is done in many countries. You can say about 5 assessment bodies. New England, Cambridge, about 5 assessment bodies. Under one regulator, I have an Office of Qualifications and Assessment. Of course, Scotland has some the Scottish Qualification Authority. It's something we can do. Nigeria, South Africa, they have several assessment. But even Ghana, you have 4 or 5 this year. Ghana, you have Cambridge International, GC. Most of the schools now in the morning start, they are there in Peter's GC, and then Cambridge International for the examination. Cambridge for the questions if you London, Ghana. If you do Ghana 1 month before examination, it is kept in the school for 1 month. It be liquid. And so we say there's competition because international baccalaureate for no one. It is our Cambridge do liquid questions you will lose out because there's competition in the system.
Absolutely.
And I'm targeting high end low cost schools, high end schools that will be fees $10,000 a term. Say so as what I say, fees $10,000 a term, $60,000 a term. And you say, what clients are high income earners, diplomats, middle income, higher income earning Ghanaians. You need to ensure, say, you meet the expectation. The quality is high. Questions are kept in the school for 1 month, but liquid. Let's bring in some of these people to participate in the space, in the public tertiary space. Now, you might want some competition. Before say, some competition under the regulator now. WAEC will put their apps together and then they will begin to match up with the quality that we require to ensure, say, you have a very credible assessment regime. Say, I'm sure yes, I'm making and universities, like I said, they are going back to the period that entrance exams as an university. Because those periods, the university did not have trust in the WAEC certificates. That was one of the reasons why entrance exams now. If we don't take proactive steps now, we may be heading towards another regime where universities will ask, in spite of a certificate, entrance exams not by university.
What's the name here? Kofi Asare, Executive Director, Education Watch Africa, and to train and come on. And Philippa, some of the concerns are raising. And then we continue from there. In fact, the issue of assessment bodies with one regulator, and who is saying?
I think it will be one of the best, or it will be the best. There you bring other bodies, but see, at them WAEC is a regulator. If there are problems, on national reform committee and all that, and that is why all the other bodies in education are saying that there should be an independent committee constituted to take up this matter. Look, this issue, Ghana funyina yegu yenyima asiu, because WAEC or menyimu na wowo. Now, I believe if it had been an individual by this time, then children will resign. Because yenyima na egu asemenka de yenyima egu asewi, but ya sefim, ya tete. And some of the excuses there, the questions left the strong room before this and that. These are flimsy excuses. Many beyin exam saye wo schools no or the electoral commission or voting ya. the materials arrive at the polling stations, the electorate will be there. You see the materials packaged or enveloped in a box. These are the ballot papers we have received. They are sealed. Now, before they even put the box there, they show the box to everybody. And everybody sees it's an empty box. At the WAEC examination centers, there are supervisors, there are invigilators. And before any package is opened, they show it to all the invigilators. Have we ever received any reports? The paper no ben another package no, there hasn't been any complaint like that. We have not received any such reports. So between the WAEC office from whichever point and the school, what is the problem there? What is the it's unfortunate WAEC is refusing to accept responsibility. And we are still saying that there should be an independent committee to investigate that issue. WAEC canker sample, they should be able to come out and ask government to do that for them. Because when you must say, and everybody is mentioning WAEC, and I like the point Kofi made. We punish the innocent students for nothing. And you know certain questions, no. Many be in it assassinate the basic dina record don't what enfa. About for cultural examination, where would be social media? Who wouldn't have a second look? One no or kwakuna opedo kezin kugu. Minimida mo friend bi ho a wo hu a won hwe na su bi no be hwe.
But Auntie Philippa,
you see,
now contact of examiners. I'm afraid him. Contact of examiners.
Look, like Kofi rightly said, examiners are not supposed to disclose their identity. I'm a head teacher of a school. I don't even know whether there's an examiner on my staff or not. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yes. They're not supposed to do that. Their names, their telephone numbers, the subjects and all that. The lives of these examiners are at risk. Osanda samitiwe samidin kaho. Nami fibodriasi Philippa Lasinizi or my telephone number is there. Philippa is marking mathematics. Oh, but they will be happy because they know Madam Philippa is there, and so we should all be able to score the mathematics. Meanwhile, in examinations, you will not be given papers within your community, sometimes not even your region. But some of these things people do not know. Into everybody know once Madam Philippa when he's examining, then all of us will pass. So at the end of the day, if it happens the other way, then my life is exactly. Exactly. And at the end of the day, Mofana and Bombodia or your Philippa Nnawotwe. So what has WAEC done? You are putting the lives of these examiners at high risk. And it's very, very disappointing. So unfortunate. Even though in a way they have accepted responsibility for that. But it's very, very bad. And I like the point my brother made. Your Ghanaian certificate will not be recognized anyway. And that is what we are doing to ourselves.
Gradually.
That is what we are doing to ourselves. At the end of the day, the people that we all want to have as good citizens and all that will not get that. People will not even learn. Look, it is a worrying situation even for teachers. Because if the children know that at the end of the day, you make your questions on social media, not that you're a brave classroom.
And I pay me show Facebook page be. I'm going to have a Facebook page, you know, there's a Facebook WAEC leak rumors and it's a Facebook page with a phone number and a dashi. WAEC exams leak room with over 15,000 likes. Phone number and that one. And I had a conversation with a student. Okay, so this has been there. I want to march it. But but my men cross over and call the University of Cape Coast precisely the new examination center and anapay the New Patriotic Party one more air launch one more manifesto and my cross over quickly na me Cape Coast
I'm sure so when he said the big day is today for the New Patriotic Party. Want to say one manifesto launch. Ebaso and yabedu anu rada yahwe kroma bi ehu se djumadi ahodo na akoso behwa minimi nua be ma Philip Sebu se no ye kosi se djumadi ni free ana afeso majority kokoso so ye free hanim se nti ofi a me mu akwa aba mu achi aba Cape Coast University ebra New Patriotic Party amanyuko ne se ono de one manifesto launch be hihye so enedie mamenka wo se enedie so no ade ba akopɛ na se ɔte ase me this breaking news say Etrias Meda Manifesto 2020 for the New Patriotic Party here. Leadership of service, protecting our progress, transforming Ghana for all. Leadership of service, protecting our progress, transforming Ghana for all. But yanka say of Abakwa and they walk up your asante so for one say the for Simon Semensa quickly the babies and send back community and say Abakwa
yeah no amina
asante mantem say
boko bibia dadi
obo mo say na mo ba
yaba
e say na nipa du ba ko na ejina asante mantem
ye jina ha me chairman kra na atenika mu awaduru ha
I was the chairman so I'm say
yeah
friend is 2016 mo she be by
yes
mo sa ba be shebo foforo 2016 bo she mo tuma di do na so ba
no krenya me anim ni bosha ye share asante mantem for ni Ghana fo nyina no dodo na ye di so say oba asante mantem a na ye ha wo di kan pa eye akwan so oba ya kwan no enuru se ne ye pe no de so there's significant improvement kwan na ye ya sisi o hwe asante mantem adani ko ya kwan no koyi esuku sam no nyina so ekoyi na president born 2008 2012 2016 no okay asese mana kwan na obeye mampania or the free SHS beba yen so ye twaso abapa boy yen crofo no enjoy over planting for food and jobs and also boy one district one factory boy NAPCO yen kwa akra Asante region more than 21,000
I see
yes it's here there emfaso no pa yenya bi pa Asante mantem na fi ebebo developer eno ne yegina so e de akoje all the 47 constituencies
yeah remember 47 so but one of the things mo Asante mantem key for the development of Ghana hospitals I would the previous administration in fact I remember some of the instances Obama program so I didn't come about some of the hospitals are you able to say Seria project no a soldier for hospitals so I want to see under the Eurojet akosi saying
ni nyina ekoso ni nyina no contractors no e site omo ye adwuma no omo nwie but omo do advanced stage menim se bi ho no ma enu safe no kwa wie no na omo wie that is say afare no enu awie no omo wie from na no hospital ni be kwai no very likely say afe no kwa wie na ye wie the idea is about 75-80% complete. I don't know. I might say in March ending next year. Now, or maybe regional hospital.
I see. And a mobile launch manifesto 2020. Now, some modi very interesting. Much say mo person mo protect a certain gain be ammonia. Na mo june Ghana honso e okwa those. I mean can you na fan just say leadership of service, protecting our progress, transforming Ghana for all. We
leadership of service.
Leadership of service.
We a leader. Dedi kano and also say obesum. Wo be a leader and you saw your wadwin say sabi obeshem crofo so. Wo be your ho ti say sabi wahene na wo de yemesum wo na besum amanfo. And that is what we are doing. Wash our mampani na do danko akufuado ni na bedi echiri ba omia ene asoafo ni mpanifo de atototo mansin ahodoa no nyina no hu a ofre ye su ye ban ni de ya ba si ye besom ye de ahobrase nso na eso sana empuntu dwuma ya ye niema ya ye omaja pade ni adi nyina no na wo se ye bo ho ban se ne be ya sabe ye mfa nje basabasa enti wo hwe projects aman ya you have value for money. Yes, idea ubetimi de 1 million aya, yes, the 10 million aya. That is not what is happening in this government. We are protecting the public purse we are protecting our natural resources, we are protecting the people of this country. Obi obeka no kuribia offer security oman no mu adudi basabasabia enshede any oman. So we are protecting all sectors of the economy.
I see. Finally, then it's like most of our NDC for the Omoka say people-centered manifesto. I've heard money about most of transforming Ghana for all. And I can't any hypocrite you have been after transformation and a Mako Akodiyama who said there be the NDC for can say the people-centered manifesto. No, say in 2 and a month to my friend, it should be a Moyana.
NDC for say people-centered policy. Share. Omudi omanu no omde omikika omonsem. Ye de ya demonstrate by eniema ayeye. Yemfa all the social intervention policies war Ghana under the 1992 constitution. Ni nyina MPP na de buy. Ni nyina free maternal care, school feeding, health insurance. Now we have we have free SHS. All the good interventions, social interventions policies were introduced by the MPP government, whether during the time of former President Kufuor or during the current government. Or I cannot point to a single major social intervention policy that has been introduced by the NDC. So how can they say that their policies are people-centered? Ours, we have demonstrated practically that our policies are rather people-centered, and we think that are the people.
So finally, Simon will say 47-47 is what you said. Asante Mantem 47-47. Clearly, when you say achievable, especially when the NDC is making inroads. Asante Mantem, because people are now fed up with the administration of Nnawotwe Akufo-Addo. They expected more in Ashanti region, but their expectation is not met. So clearly, it cannot be 47-47.
You see, when people are dreaming, when you meet somnambulists, people who are walking but they are asleep, they see those things. Yes, they are somnambulists. Now they are in a trance. Also, baby, then he fell into a trance. And I was so dying who I'm telling you, Ashanti region, we are going to record nothing less than 85% in this year's elections.
Ashanti region?
Yes. And we are taking all the 47 constituencies.
This is a major platform, Adom TV.
I promise you, in 2016, when I chaired the election committee for Nnawotwe, that I was going to take Nnawotwe. They said I was bragging. I took it, and we are going to maintain that seat, and we are taking the remaining 3.
As Regional Minister, Asante Mantem Regional Minister, Simon Osemens, and what he say? Oro Sude, they come. Honorable Braisi, what are my own team in Kosakwa? Bomodiana Brand in Komo. We are in your region. We are live on Adom TV.
We are back from the University of Cape Coast, precisely the new education center, examination center. Hona and the MPP manifesto launch koso nundu bo pepe dwumade no ebe hyase enti ye sore ya na team no eba be take over na omde ne ebe koso ho bia no omahene kwabna sante ewo ho Philip Osebo so ewo ho na fe na asam pofaje ni abidafo kai no so omso mbeto ma agiban wo studios ha na omde ne ebe koso ho bia kokromoti power election headquarters ye de abroad but here no de nkomo no yegu so amanyofo no ye jam no ma ye no ye ne so yadwene ye ma no ho ante Philippa just before you call Cape Coast no na me check Facebook page WAEC logo da so what administrators phone number wo ho na per mini student be old student be kasa so page na wo ho since 2016 2015 you know ko ho no ma oni phone number na ofra o contribute sika o ma jeje be 300 cedis for a subject now on a Telegram platform our students over thousands was one a honor the teacher and the Philippa
when you are being in a year an independent body that has representatives of all stakeholders. The students are also stakeholders.
Yes, they are.
When we have all these people on board, the investigation will be conducted. obi a waji sika obi a wetie sika otue mahwana all these things must come out. And this issue we are talking about should not end today until we have seen that people's names have been published as perpetrators. Anybody who has been involved in this thing must be punished. As simple or more by your can, then it becomes a 9-day wonder. You can't 2 days, 3 days. No, ye Jim. No, ye Jim until the next year. Look, this thing has almost become an annual ritual. Every year we have that experience. Every year we have that experience. Why should it be so? Why they should be much more concerned than they are now. Even looking at their press release, maybe they shouldn't have said anything at all. And I feel that they have disgraced themselves more. Yes. And that is what Kofi was saying. In Tonyida Wakasa, or they should have said something better than this. At the end of the day, no, whatever way you want to film, now what that's some you are an independent examining body, and you are supposed to be trusted. Can we trust WAEC now? And at the end of the day, in America, it has affected the education system of the whole country. People will not even respect the certificate we hold. And my friend teacher for Latin, teacher for nothing. You'll be in the classroom thinking that you have to give your words what they need to know, so that at the end of the day, they will come out successfully when they have to exit. Now, my friend him there every year there is a ritual. Somebody will take money from me and give me questions. Then why should the children learn? And that is what we are facing as a country. And it is a big disgrace. You see, because of social media. In it has gone out. We are living in a global village. So all these things that are happening are out there. Who will respect a Ghanaian for what certificate he or she holds? And it is very bad. I will advise WAEC to be more serious. Woman, when you want bro, one na inya more cordon, they should show much more concern. Na one who that's all cordon, oguenyi mase. They are trying to hold brief for their staff, their workers, whoever they have employed. But that is not enough. There is somebody from WAEC who is doing that. And the whole country should know who that person is. And whatever is supposed to be done must be done. It's criminal.
I'm saying, Okasa Nanka me bem now, so many bem, my kasa. Say, this year is going to be different. So far as journalists like myself are involved. Because another year canon 3 days near Jaho. On my radio show, on my TV show, I've taken it upon myself because I say akosododo and egu animasi. So my senior Kenya. And this year we are ready to go as far as Baby Ebekobiano to make sure that at least for the first time names are published and people are held for such recklessness.
To name and shame people.
Mr. Omati.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now super okay.
You me that say. Now me personally can be before calling for cancellation of examination. My coalition will not. You are discussing extensively. Yes, supported that calling, and as a call because Madam Kain. Yanko Chakolabia or exams room says, and you must have an econ. You see, leakages. It is a more leaky questions. Not on your baby, no, try. Who's a make the paper? You only can need the one cafe and children. Akolaya, what suffer or go through a lot of psychological trauma up to today. What's a cousin examination? No, so much other Debbie. Oh, and then you can say, like ye cano, WAEC no, they are master on their own. Ubin check ubin carrying ubin yahi examination questions lekia, not Mofrano, ya cancer. Now, I'm going to go. So, ye can also you were NIB National Inspector and National Accreditation Board. A regulatory board, a share universities. Who standard they are saying they set up standards. Into Mushana University, you don't meet that standard. They can ask you to stop work. And I say, but why can it be, sir? And a movement here is a regulated body to regulate WAEC to set a standard. So if they're not conforming to that standard, then they are sanctioned. Now nobody sanctions WAEC. WAEC as an institution, nobody sanctions them. Nobody tells them there. Who meet standard sanction? Nobody tells them that thing. They rather sanction students and other people. But what about you, the institution? And we have to hold WAEC responsible. Okay. Statement already over the bay. So now you can statement to enter. You catch them say, WAEC best 2 questions. From WAEC Juma from collecting registration of the students, paying the school registration fee, setting questions, sending questions to examination centers, invigilating the children to write the exams, marking the scripts, publishing results. That's not WAEC can be in into that process. WAEC Juma. Into the Fakuba be touching. We hold WAEC responsible.
Rahamaji, you be trying one banafi ye ba. Me say be conversation. At least there are stakeholders. Me am your parents. Me wo a duty. Me will be as say me teacher for abine. And then the examining body WAEC into your bar. How we can sanitize all the other aspects. Nothing yet me acquire him. But share one Nnawotwe so our Adom TV will take our Sempa 94.7 FM. I'm trying to home on the bar. You better also. I'm going to be Adom TV so any share Nnawotwe live on your TV Adom TV any. Ote ka already so higher Sempa 94.7 FM. We need the chief Jerry Force and I pay and come on here to train who here papa say off air na mene Auntie Philippa. Okay. My member she na men call Cape Coast UCC campus na honorable say chairman sabonso eguso awokasa e kwhwe niamra. Well, na me kasa ye to aso na me ka se mi a Auntie Philippa se me hwe me ba wanya mfie nwotwe ba ba mu a na me tie ne ekoso sie ya na me hu se daache no akoye bibia e wo ho enti ade no ha adwene pa but Auntie Philippa na me bi asana ya ba awofo ne ese ye ne ade no ye hu social media ana nkure wo kura past question booklet ana wo ka se ambao we dey asa anto. I mean it's a full booklet. Me name past questions na no me hunu say we 97 there, we 98 there because 90s there na me try into we there, but we are compiling into a book and the mindset of a mofrano asabu kuni kura wo mo no and they say okay ya ba break COVID-19 inti ya betra fia na you say you free fie ni enkoto so hwe nti ade sabu ko ya man. It say we akoye your Bible twerɛ kronkron a you can kan we na ebe kosra himem men kan sa and that is also worrying. Me timi hu say politics so so
me nua be na ezi yankopon kwetin no obetase o say na tidama na mezi kan akan past questions have been with us. Past questions in yada for and normally what on bookshops are being Akiolanum what Obeso
Mama na Yakofa, the campaign manager of the NPP or Okasa Yankomra.
The entire Ghana and the world at large to know the new patriotic party's desire for 4 more for Nana from 7th December is anchored on what we are going to present today. So don't let me take the wind out of the sail.
Okay, so the buyer won't take the wind out of the sail. No, we will say Edike Bunkunta quickly. Yamamu in fear Marco 9 almost there. Mujiri Samaya enough to demonstrate as I said
very well. Baby, you're for free here on 7th January 2017. Baby, I'm not gonna Gina. Yesika Sem, Yesuku Sem. Yempom din sem, yakwan sem, corruption sem, international community respect our modern sem ye peace asumdwe na wo man mu dagbon nsem ena ohwet baby asanse mama Kenya ye fa free 7 January 2017 any baby a ye dia bedru na ya bodwuma pa a esoni enti yesre Ghana for say omo hwe so na omo man 4 more to do more for Nana.
What of Nipa Bidime that's what you say mobile and one of the things I know the job agenda and making sure the youth in a part of a governance system. No, these two critical points, the job agenda and empowering the youth also to get there. What you say a basa measurement na much more modern.
Oh, yeah, more than power. I mean, if you look at job agenda, for example, NDC for the eco share, IMF for public service recruitment. But they say we should teachers are here recruit, we should nurses are here recruit, we should other public servants are here recruit a huge. We should other interventions, NAPCO and others a huge. Until we done so well in the job and the youth. And we have set up platforms. John Kuma outfit, you know, almost so Juma, Emma and Kwanko Ejuma so, and also because you believe in the private sector. Yeah, but also for 4 more years.
Well, I'm sure after manifesto launch you not preempt. Thank you so much. Era McMahon what is on also didn't come clearly it is telling you that dignitaries are really coming in the system and Omo actions today or snow kakrakano abisiwa HSA on a crowd for every activity.
Well, to wrap it up, Menu now is on Omahino Kabna Sante, Air and come on live from the University of Ghana campus. The launch of the MPP manifesto. Auntie Philippa, now I know Guswa Okasa answer. You call Cape Coast.
You mean you now make pass questions to one sem. There on yards of four. This year, I buying no the past questions to Mamofra. As the Mamofra not because of any ulterior motive. But there is a free senior high school system in the country now. And government wouldn't want parents to spend anything. And it's an intervention. Into more friend into your school fees. Won't your PTA levies. Won't your utility bills. They don't pay anything. So in preparation towards examination, the government is aware that parents, guardians, and candidates need past questions on a wider scope to be able to prepare well. To them, they can order one because what set of questions won't need that level. The man can to my set of questions. Send me past questions, CBA or Bob Woman, me will fear. Na ma ya ma de we are. Menye bibi am nsabosoma. Me de besuaze. Inti abai no mpeda wo fo beto no so. Because if you are giving free education, then everything concerning education must be free.
But initially, that's our intervention on supplying past questions to the case here. Who, I mean, never in the history of Ghana. And Abaya printed past questions. You know.
But it has also never happened in the history of Ghana there. Yenya free senior high school.
Yes.
Until there is always a first time. Until once we are giving the citizenry free senior high school education, whatever that goes with it must be given for free. Until Sabema Mofrano past questions are onyam fumodo. Infumdo onyanyi that them yen na ye di kan kan obob won wa tro won so hwe obob won wa we sunya me pia obaba. Na mmofra wo kan dey we bu ebu kunum na wa kan dey nyina ye sunya wamba. Can they tell all of us the past questions in our Wokita no was here from page 1 to the end? Can they also say that anybody, either any government official, GS official, or a teacher, told them there, questions no baban, ofie yimu dito no baba? No, I don't think anybody would do that. Nobody did that. Namo ya when you're there. Osane de yamo frani bianca sawonye serious wadisue muninti. Bibi dem no wo na wadwani nyina esidu de yi na obaba.
Okay.
Iya empacho ma mi wi a cheche fa ye we dwuma.
Na wi na ye Cape Accra. Honorable Mustafa Hamid Eguso or Kasa Minister in charge of Zongo Development. Yango Faniemra.
the chere ejuma yaye in these 4 years how boy ye share nyina 2016 no ye di so and sana other half no in fact not more than it's about 70% of the manifesto no how we have fulfilled our previous promises, and then the 30% is showing the new things Ghana photo Obama ye bioma ye beba.
I see Zanga development for one of the things that Nipa Binimu raise up critically, and it's a moon pay attention to that specific mandate. Are you able to tell us that under watch, the changes are about Zangus?
Well, some mandate in there, and minister be a Zongo minister Pena or day. Mandate no ye the president Akufo-Addo ama. Infrastructure in education, health. Number 1. Number 2, recreational facilities. Number 3, development of Zongo businesses. And 4, manpower needs. 5, manpower needs. Into which is in the area of the Sinti now who say ICT laboratories in Zongo schools to promote education. 6 classroom blocks in terms of water and sanitation. Water facilities, water tanks. Oshe Zongo development businesses ente na Zongo for mana omuntunta oni omano yabo omo ayemo musika dia spend omo business nti oshe ni nyina according to the mandate President Akufo-Addo amai.
Finally, we are Cape Coast boy because you've taught here before nti unim Cape Coast bra na wo kira dia wan say obeduru here nei what are the changes in tia with the manifesto launch aba monya kokudru?
Well, first of all, unim say 2016 no you're winning almost all the seats in the central region, minus only 3 seats. So first of all, Yafane said the people of central region so first of all, bringing the manifesto here is also to acknowledge say the Omuyema 2016 no renews our contract no for the 2020 elections.
Thank you. After manifesto la jibidin komo. Me akasa minia Philip Osebo Susu abe come in sawa hanim say na yeah, no, everything come 1 or 2 be. No, Pacho,
from Cape Coast, Oman Kwabna Sante, and I'll say on Dr. Mustafa Hamid, Minister in charge of Zongo Development, Train and Common Anti Philippa. I'm so fire pa and I'm a train will break, but I won't hear me into your trust free baby on the issue of past questions. Any role it play in preparing the Mafrano for examination.
Na ma oya sefim no ye ya won de ti da ma ye di kan akan yan hwe ya yen system of education no omboa ye nyina. And this issue, I expect His Excellency the President to take it up. I expect the President to take it up. Because especially because the implementation of the free senior high school is under his watch. Inti mesrenya papa mampenyi da masemi obeshishom ne ye to us we must cure it once and for all. Look, at the end of the day, a teacher for a brewer classroom or whether you more 3 years from KGR, awufu are making a lot of sacrifices. Obi wo ho edwuma oye nti obe hia na bada obob one, but opede o man education because that is the motive. Na do na adwene de yen nyina yen ko school mo obe ye o man yen nyina ye be good citizens who will be able to fit into society. A lot of parents are also sacrificing. A lot of the students are going through a lot of trauma because after school they have other things that they have to do at home to support their family. P wo ho awankasa na wo boa wo ho wo boa wa awofo wo ye adwuma wo de hwefie. Na wo ye da menyama nyina na at the end of the day one more past questions in the one sua so that they have a wider scope. Now, the people will spend sleepless nights. Now, at the end of the day, or by the day, no, be not junior and the past questions now. What no. Only yada was baba. The question is, how many questions were in that booklet? And can the candidates say that they were expecting all those questions to drop? Again, maybe at the cruise, I'm saying with the friend, how many of them is conducted themselves in that way? How many of them put up that behavior because questions are not always expecting and drop? Just a few. Inte mayehu de as a country, all stakeholders must put or must come together and make sure the right things are done right from the home. Right from the home. Awofo ye wasaze, achechefo wasaze, community leaders, opinion leaders, civil society organizations, religious bodies. We have to put all hands on deck. Yen nyina yen kan yen humbom na enyiminyama na Ghana mewo no yen sayin jinsi ho.
Okay, but that's it. Orahomaji.
Yes, sir.
Yeka as said here, what say Santa Philip already crowd mentioned. Awufo, yen madam free. I said here ben na yen awufo no. If say this see any so consciously say ye de be share your manu etrimu ana adwuma bi say ye e fa mofra no ho a moving forward. Sa me kan anim guase semi yentibio
yo me da say ansa me ba awofo do ma me kan bi kakra pa nia anti kai mesre ye mesre aban tito me college ye coalition no ye mesre aban say aban should come oh nyama ko say in external bodies steady system no was I tell you World Bank to me issue a report on education not only in Ghana in all countries so Africa countries to me kind World Bank report on education in Togo, on education in Nigeria, on education in Ghana. Some of them factor in. UNESCO to me you have a report. Some of them and you know a idea affected the entire nation. Now Abans is a woman who manage the educational system. Until you cause a percent, yes, wrong. Oh my young kabum. We are ready to support our buying. Yeah, your coalition, I say, into education. Because, yeah, Juma Bakune said, we will support the government to our effort, we implement the effort of the government to make sure, say, quality education is delivered to the Ghanaian children. Into the best, you Cabo Snanti Philip Akai. Okay. Now, you come to our phone, how for your role to play? I say, Yahu for the Yeshem of Frano, kasa chire ya mano no mo nsua de omo fa mo adwen ko to apostle yen kan chire won yen training you more good moral training because apo cheating enye ade papa obenyi dachi na wo di sa suban no akojumo corruption na eka no name fiase this is the beginning of it this is the beginning of corruption. Nti ese ya wofo no ye na ese titi mofra no na ye educate won say apo question we are teaching examination no is bad morals ye titi won say you don't want to suade ne di ho nyama mofra no ehia de be suade no ya wofo ye boy mo de say you provide am mofra no no mutimi do asuade now akola no suade no ohu a na odra no so confidence on nemu a ofa na drink to apostle. Upon Breno is all because I need confidence on Nemu. And you best for say you play role that role, no. One, you can indicate your man, in moral training. Two, you only hear school piano, you only ever provide Amawo. Now, at this year, no, at me, as a Amawo. Now, sir, no bar. And then you put us on or even teachers. I also played of teachers. Say your father no, you must teach for a yard young more day. But you make cause I encourage you all. Some of father share at the Chirano and Niagara. No more trouble for an idea. No more your confidence or homo. I will also call upon garage and counseling coordinators in the schools. Young strengthening garage and counseling services in the schools. So that but
and that's how we know how. Do we still have
we have them. As to how effective it is, no, and I mean,
it's another thing.
Yeah.
And things are not well, hey, madam. So, we'll make it sure. Because some garage and counseling services and what's the school, no, and we have more from they are going through some psychological trauma. They are going through some psychological stress and difficulties. A bit of this feels so echo form. Emotions, number be how. And to say your counselors were school, so they will counsel these children in terms of behavior modification, in terms of learning, in terms of building the confidence in them, in terms of building positive positive image for the children, so they can have confidence in themselves and learn.
Okay. On the parents and guidance and counselors, we know. More teacher for. I don't know how. Auntie Philippa, kakra.
Well, we have guidance and counseling coordinators in the schools. But the unfortunate thing is most often they are either chaplains or RME teachers or religious leaders. But there should be trained and professional guidance and counseling coordinators in the various schools. You see, being a religious leader doesn't necessarily make you a counselor. They are two distinct things. I don't know what they are. But Ishoma, every teacher goes through guidance and counseling of a sort.
Because
we are all guidance and counseling coordinators.
Can we have someone whose job is just a counselor? On your teacher, on your way, but our office, and Juma on Ocean Koranina, counseling.
No, we don't have that. We don't have that. Intinyim or Trazi or sign a coordinator. So as and when there is the need for him or her to interact with a student, you look at the time obenya abufranankasa subenya, because a counseling coordinator on Trazi, then that is his core job. Into time be our office, anytime a student needs him or her, right away no okono, but teacher no Trazi we no open our door because if the counselor is a male and the student who needs him is a female, they cannot be in school after school. It will also create another problem. Inti eyina yenyama message GS to streamline all these things.
And also so counselor near Bema na nipo here na mwani oba na even counselor ne take campus hokra no say all
after school into Menkone
yes.
You cannot go to him.
Yes.
All these are issues into we should have trained and professional guidance and counseling coordinators who will not have to teach. That should be their core job. Anytime be able friend here. And sometimes in your friend when you're guidance and counseling coordinator, sometimes the parents. It is important when you have counseled a child. You see that a lot of issues come out. There is a need. Then your parents and by interact. How do you get the parents? Did a WAEC in school. And if these two people are of the opposite sex, you know the implication of all those things, the speculations and all that will come out. Until the parents need counseling. And like my brother said, even as teachers, we also need counseling. We are human. Ye nyimpa. Inti otude bi ye nyimpa nti e bia na abofra bi ayade na ye wudi binti wo commitment level na bia akofom. We all need counseling. The way we go about teaching. Ye nyina ye nyepe. Inti counselor no botume wude bia in the BB Daman, even though the head of the school is there, but counseling is very important for everybody.
Yeah.
The teachers, the parents, the students, everybody. And if we have trained and professional counselors in our schools who are not necessarily religious leaders or chaplains or RME teachers, some of them are doing very well anyway. We have a few of them and things are going on very well. But we don't have them in their numbers.
Okay. Rahamaji, you're quite sorry. You're called mosque. And to be religious leaders and so one more a very fundamental role to play in yet your may one more entity. Young can also have
but I say, oh, say, oh, Mofra behavior a reflection of the societal a center society because Mofra almost nothing pay for near my cost was system no mono and I'm afraid and the best religious leaders sir because it's all about morality it's all about honesty it's all about faithfulness. ye de juma sha won san wo ye ne sen corruption kanyina they are all part of it and let's say religious leaders no they are the moral trainers in a way and say ye ba mosque omuntu yemfu na miracles money your friend is say but as some nankasa say papa ye say morality no and none the far by of the society now what would as money so question is on sa enti ye ba asori ye ba mosque mo frano so ba sorry awufo ba sorry a omo churchren ye morality no consequences ya mfaso e benya wo mu nya ya nye nso a how ewo mu o ma yen so that we can build our society based on moral grounds. It appears that your morality is going down. And all that is happening in the schools is a reflection of the societal morality or moral grounds. Until your best friend, all stakeholders should come on board. As for imams, a teacher, obia, assemblymen, opinion leaders, and info. Omun come together. Some will find as a question in your mind, then it's all because of morality.
Okay.
And then you come home. Okay. Now you're training more frano because they are our future leaders.
Exactly.
So how can they grow in this kind of situation? Then which kind of leaders are we going to have tomorrow as a nation? And we as something you do and you be kitu. It's saying you kai to boom. Na ye hwe. Na ye bua mo frey. Na omuntumi nyi embe mpanyempa. Na ombe bua omai.
Okay. Well, mami announcement phone lines no na fiase frɛ for adwenkyerɛ bra. Nkomo no hu hia. Nti ya ma wo so akwanya na wa kan bi. 0302 211 701 0302 211 702 0302 211 703 0302 211 704 ofra Jomo TV and our radio no na obodi me bia okasa free na fe wabeka enkomo twetwe no ho ya mofrɛ wo ma ne edachi na wo hwɛ ne ekoso social wo mo tworo afibia TV ba na afie no ye pese eye die twato ye pese ye ma afie die no eye die twato a afie twoma yenti bio nti join the conversation Auntie Philippa me gidi say ye chiche obi ade amani emofrɛ no so one more responsibility and wo ye teacher ni me pese me je no e de ama wo na emofrɛ no ne se wo mo eye ye koye nim
yo me da sick
but answer na no ma me fa Dr. Baba Zambu of Refi Kentampo ma me ndi kan fa na fa mi wi amaba ho doc no akwa wa oh na ho ma mate obetimi asa Fred Auntie Philippa kosoma
yo school fun mo from me to one folk me to one for that me ye church anything na me your batan so
yes
na me ye Ghanaian. You cannot have everything on a silver platter. You have to go through a process. Na process ni nyina nyi de wo ku school na wo suade wo fancy team fifie de be school edi kokrom da mesra wonyi de e school fu be di kan yetie won awofo
omuni kan tie o mawofo Patrick Abahoma no so memo ato aso efro Patrick Frefi Kumase akwa ba part
Opani kasi ya mejo su oburu o de ahinsa bo nsuo mo pe na medina me kasa yi
me da say
e san me wo mama patricia pe je mpesu asintini ma me ntia na me kasa mama ni na nani no kwasam ensama mo kanu mani ate ho pa na akura no a wo kosua de no a exams no me fan se elite no ono akura no ni problem no ene de yi owofo no a ono hwe ne bama ani koduru pempenso a abofra na koduru last exams ya wo ye no awofo no ono problem ben wonya omo a omo liki exams no yantwi wo maso yantwi sankofo na so because yanti mechanic trasa anko afidia no omo de ati nkura no ni aye mobo awofo ni aye mobo awon tani ma no tie sunsun so awon me baba ya no akwa akotwira ba woni mi sesese wo wie awie ya no ni asade abeto so won sanko no nkotwire o pese akra no de no wonye etimi de meka kire aban ni se that exams no ma won twam na mo leaky no yan twe san kofo na so eno ne be ma ye
me da se Patrick me da se ma me ko bodwe ase na me fa Sami akwaba. Hello Sami.
Hello.
Yeah, Sami akwaba yentie o.
Yo, me tie for bia. Hello.
Sami atonka.
Otemenga. Hello.
Hello Sami, yatonka low TV no na yentie o Sami. Sami. Okay, Sami if you man so ate Philip atwa so man.
I'm your dem krom nyina efia ho. Inti mesre de mofra betie wanwofo. Na awofo retetem mofra renya asozin. Because it is the hope of every parent that never benyin na waye penyin pa. Inti yenye city ma yawofo. Yenye city ma achechefo. Na yenye city ma oman na mu mpanyimfo na city na ameka na mepada mechim enyanyama na yetini nyina na wada yefa osanda ye can religious leaders the role they have to play in the moral upbringing of the society and all that look sometimes yetinya maybe we just laugh and my friend bi betu kada madam me mami ana me papa say ne sofu bi se mento handkerchief mbra na memfa ebia nsu gallon konko na memfa pen
baby a wo kono
na memfa pen nka ho exam se na pass
ma memfa David wiye na mfe wiye a yenko that side na Auntie Philip a wo kono David akwaba
yaja
o ka za free he
ba chon ka za fejura
ejura
ma ba chani
okay yenti o David
abam show questions na alikne die na why for effort no na nkwara ne nivo bio ena eza so no nkwala ankoba bi ankoyente wasefo no ena mo na mo delekie ente people na ka say kan say dia me dia me support here no omo yama person lekie no omo na wo say ya chi omo so afi say parents ne bebre ababu sia no mo de wo ma ko school na omo abedum pempese na omo ne da say exams na ya try wi me ba try wi ento no obeshia na e ka fufro sa beda wo fon so ansan say asam fufro and just say e kan sem kola person de no le emwaye yen chaba bia leakage no bae na yen twen san fofo na so
okay me da say
omo da wo say chon nyam fala no kan do mo ye boni bia
okay me da say mama for Olivia o ka say free yeji ana wenchi me sound for no do you know kro no bobo mame no nya no kra no bobo no wenchi Olivia yenti o
they said parents, we have a very huge role to play. Because when it comes to Nkwalana this year, for people to go and teach the children in school, until there are schools in Ghana, tell Madam Kayano, even as at now, when children go with those certificates, they are not valued. Because in a particular school way, they write for the children. Until the parents and say a man cries rather than buying questions and then paying teachers to teach them in exams.
Olivia Homano at also but well you for Nisi here. Na me ntimi ma bida for no kwan. Okay, ebo be me last caller. Ebo what you so ache? Ebo akaba.
Yenia.
Okay, ebo yenti o.
Me pacho me free Kumasi.
Okay.
Now, I am say, I am not more can a very, very interesting part. I mean, teaching at Miss secondary school. Now, what share Yamana Colony be a now? Bra, because the agents of change in Ankasano, the parents are losing it. The religious leaders are also losing it. Now, school now. And also another agent of change. And because of political game I play or my immunity, the teachers are also losing it. Why? Because when you spare the rod, you spoil your child. Here is a situation where a child does something that is not good. And for a teacher to discipline the child, you say young family call counseling and other stuff. But meanwhile, that office of a counselor is not there. So where is the problem coming from? The church is failing. The parents don't have the time to educate their words because of a human. So parents, if it's here, obey 5. A teacher has to go home and also take care of Onosonin Kwala. So where is the issue? The issue is that you can't maybe you catch Kwala and say, now to the leakage, where did the question come from? Is it not from the WAEC? Student team has accepted the question. Is it the teacher? No. It is the WAEC officials who said the questions. And who leaked them? It is the same office who leaked the question papers. You see, almost said the questions. They are the same people who leaked the question papers. And the students are aware, say they leaked the question papers. So they don't learn.
But also didn't decide you.
But what say?
Udin. Ebo.
Yeah.
I mean, fantastic submission. We have a final caller. I mean, I give it to you. And Philippa. Share concerns are Ebo raises. I'm saying no one and that was one okay. And on also square can also or teacher ni. Nti send also teacher ni no. Who near air coso. And he mentioned the agent of change. First, now sorry, lost it. School no so no because of politics inti and they yamfa ban kan bofra Ante Philippa sorry
but mamenchi amasa no inti ye religious leaders are ye nyime there wo so wo baka nsem bia cham of no washun nkran no we preach prosperity we preach success. We don't preach responsibility. Inti mofrano tumba da madam me mami ana me papa se ne sofu bi ana ne malam bi oyade inti o se me nto handkerchief na pen a me de be ye exams na me fambra na bi a me fansu bi nka ho. And we have always advised these children against that because se bibi wo hoda man teacher fo ye mbro incha ya ye die ska kwa bakwa kotu ya ka no wa ye bia mama wo chiraze ne ye chiraze na abofa bia ntasa na incha ye ha ye ho obakwa nsahwe baban na nkunyim da ye neze. But it doesn't happen like that anyway. You have to work. You need to sit and learn. Into message school from of Friday. One nyina wo wenyu some da won nyina da achen wa ye yin papa pebi. Na sadame nyi da do na ewo dza, then you have to make a conscious effort. That Ibosuade, Amasamba Yenina Yesha to the Mayerkene, we are producing people who are going to fit well into society. Mama Kebio, you the Medicaya Kada Yabasra by the own so the Massamimu. Now, on my Shishomanon Kodo. I believe a lot of people have mentioned the fact that the examination papers cannot be cancelled. And I want to add my voice, I've said it already. Until we name and shame and punish people. Nobody's examination paper should be touched. The children are innocent. They have not done anything wrong. Nobody should touch anybody's paper. And young one was certain questions. We cannot blame the children for anything. Yes, nobody. Look, I know they work with their own rules and regulations. And I maybe my candidate be a class examination hall during the marking or during the examination itself. Sometimes the examiners will have to write reports, and if it is investigated and it is proven that the member of being copy and all that, those things are different. They are completely different from what we are discussing now.
They are different.
It is leakage. Irrespective of whoever leaked those questions. It is from WAEC, and we cannot leave them out.
Mr. Amaji, yes, final comment.
You, Midasi, sorry. Midasi, Papa, near Edikan, your college, you know, you can say WAEC should be held responsible. Mrs. Odia, they should be held responsible. 1, 2, you set up an independent investigation. No more go into this case. No more establish it. No more omudifomono. You find findings, they find teacher. No more conflict, no. You sanction war. That's number 2. Number 3, you best try all stakeholders saying that you can come in terms of moral training. Because Mufrai, Omunamuye and that. yen fa ade en ne agro number 4 sananti Philip Akai no ye be sra aban asema be aban so mu yi dedende no mumra out no enyira yen muwa na yen sa kankai yen stop no eneya na ochina ansan asebiom ye be sra ye be ka biom anya kodue aka kire mo friends so kire exams ye be show on crying say omon koso en focus on my exams so no mo kire na you best teacher for so nko so mbuwa mo fran no mo kire exams mo fran nya peace of mind no fran kire exams no mo pass no mo call baby na protocols no so mo fran nka se coronavirus na so ho nti best level say ye mo you exams ye protocols no they should observe it strictly mo say mo rom sa
okay
na bibia entito ye ma e da mo se
me da se ntiabusa ye de besi ha na na pay perform be kam ho me twetwe nkomo Madam Philippa Larson or Ghana National Association of Teachers president ono ebe kan ho sanso na Owura Joseph Achu Homaji interim chairman Ghana National Education Campaign Coalition ono so ebe kan ho na Owura Kofiasa executive director Education Watch Africa so yes aka no e wo zoom ne so me sorry na sanko for jeba betena se na your election headquarters Kokobuti power nia ekoso e wo Cape Coast bia no na say ene abejafo betena se na fe ye de nyina e de abro na otwi ye de besi amamenda me production team solid Wilbeck Kofi Ampedu Nana Kwame Priscilla ene me camera sound obi a ye do bibia aseba me sorry na me di jaw the price for greatness is responsibility. The price for greatness is responsibility. Me dey the chief force na Nnawotwe ye oda sene